Hi there, grade 8 students. My name is Teacher JB, and I will be your presenter for Literature 8. First of all, I hope that you're having a good day, and I hope that you are feeling relaxed in the comforts of your home. But right now, we are going to have our lesson, our literary lesson for English, and that's going to be Nelson Mandela's address, The Glory and Hope. But before that, I want you to be prepared and have your equipments ready. So I hope that you have your student anthology book, your copybook, and a pen with you right now. And as you have your books ready and your pen ready, please turn your student anthology book on page 338. Don't worry, we're going to have a very wonderful and meaningful lesson today. So I hope that you're also excited and I hope you're pumped up. And let's do this. Our objectives are pretty easy. First is to compare the racial segregation existed during Rosa Parks' story and South Africa's apartheid. Second, create a reflection anecdote to share your understanding about Nelson Mandela's address. So as you noticed from the previous weeks and the previous lessons that we are tackling about the racial segregation and how people from the past are experiencing injustice in terms of gender, race, and also with their rights. We also have introduced some people that became an epitome of peace and freedom. And these people really fought hard to get back the rights of the Americans. Well, racial segregation does not just happen in the US. We may introduce Martin Luther King as someone who fought for their human rights during the times when people don't have the rights to get into the bus. They might have a separate section there. Martin Luther King also fought for the rights of people to vote. And there's a lot of things there that Martin Luther King stipulated on his speech. One also very admirable experience and situation that happened in the past was when Rosa Parks really experienced social injustice just because of her complexion. And that shows that racial segregation was really, really rampant and it really made an impact, huge impact, in the lives of our African American friends. But right now, what we're going to talk about is not just the racial segregation in terms of having the rights on the bus and having the rights to go to school. We are going to dive deeper into how racial segregation manifested in other countries. So what we're going to do right now is to get a little bit of an information about how apartheid happened in South Africa. We all know that Nelson Mandela became the president of South Africa after diminishing or after alleviating the lives of the people there by removing the apartheid. But what is apartheid? Apartheid is an African word that means separateness. And apartheid was a political and social system in South Africa during the era of white minority rule. I will be giving you a link of a video of how apartheid affected people and children and women in South Africa before, and what are the rights that they were deprived of. So the link is available in the Classroom or Classworks tab in Google Chrome, in your Google Classrooms, and please check that out before moving on to the next slide. So I want you to pause right now and then watch that video. I hope that you like that video that you just watched. But right now, what I want you to do is to compare the two incidents. This is just a form of a review as well. So I want you to compare the racial injustice that Rosa Parks had experienced in the bus And the apartheid that happened in South Africa, by the way, it was not Nelson Mandela who started the apartheid. It was him who fought to the apartheid, though. So I want you to write two sentences that would show their similarities as we compare what happened in the United States and South Africa. This is done in your copybook, so I'll give you like 10 minutes perhaps, just so you can finish and see what are their similarities. Alright then, so knowing that what's the same with the two selections are more of racial injustice and how people were deprived from their rights, we're going to dig deeper into what Nelson Mandela's message to the South Africans during his inauguration in Pretoria, South Africa. So, as we all know, Nelson Mandela became the president in 1993 after fighting to stop the apartheid. So, right now, I know that you are finished reading the selection, but we're going to just dig deeper as to what the content of the speech is all about. So, Mandela's address, Glory of Hope. So this is just a couple of the things that I like about the speech. It's the fight against injustice and equality of rights. And this quote or this anecdote from his speech saying, "Let there be justice for all, let there be peace for all, let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all. Let freedom reign." It just speaks so much of Nelson Mandela's character. That's why what I want you to do right now with your copybook is not really to copy what I'm going to show you, but I have highlighted and picked up some anecdotes from Nelson Mandela's address, and I want you to write your own reflection. I want you to come up with your own understanding of each line. Why would Nelson Mandela say and put that into his message? So put your shoes into Nelson Mandela's shoes and imagine yourself speaking to thousands of South Africans and you're going to give a message of hope to them. Why would you say these words? That's what I want you to imagine right now, and that's what I want you to write about in your copybook. So I'm going to show you 13 anecdotes from the speech, and I'll give you 5 minutes to write down 1 to 2 sentences that shows your understanding about the anecdotes. Alrighty, let's begin. Mandela's Address, Glory of Hope, page 339. Number 1. Today, all of us do, by our presence here and by our celebrations in other parts of the country and the world, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. Write down your understanding and reflection anecdote in your copybook. Number 2, page 339. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long must be born a society which all humanity will be proud. Number 3, page 340. Our daily deeds as ordinary South Africans must produce an actual South African reality that will reinforce humanity's belief in justice, strengthens its confidence in the nobility of human soul, to sustain all hopes for a glorious life for all. Number 4, page 340. All this we owe both to ourselves and to the peoples of the world who are so well represented here today. Number 5, page 340. I have no hesitations in saying that each one of us is intimately attached to the soil of this beautiful country, as are the famous jacaranda trees of Pretoria and the mimosa trees of the bushveld. Wait. I hope that you are remembering the instructions. You're not just supposed to be reading the anecdotes, you have to like write your understanding of each anecdote in your copybook. So you may just simply write one and then write your understanding about it. Two, write your understanding about the anecdote until number five. So right now I hope that you have five sentences that is written on your copybook. 6. Page 341. We are moved by a sense of joy and exhilaration when the grass turns green and the flower blooms. 7. Page 341. That spiritual and physical oneness we all share with this common homeland explains the depths of the pain we are all carried in our hearts. 8. Page 341. We trust that you will continue to stand by us as we tackle the challenges of building peace, prosperity, non-sexism, non-racialism, and democracy. 9. Page 341. The time for the healing of the wounds has come. The moment to bridge the chasms that divide us has come. The time to build is upon us. We have, at last, achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. How's it going so far? I hope that you're still understanding each anecdote that we're showing you. So I hope that you have written 10 sentences that explain what each anecdote is all about. You have to make 10 sentences. Don't skip one. 11. Page 342. We succeeded to take our last steps to freedom in condition of relative peace. We commit ourselves to the construction of a complete, just, and lasting peace. 12. Page 342. Let there be justice for all. Let there be peace for all. Let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all. 13. Page 342. Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another and suffer the indignity of being the skunk of the world. Well, that ends this speech. I hope that you like the speech and I hope that you like the messages that Nelson Mandela is giving us and the message that he's trying to imply and give and share to each student right now is very monumental and very timely as well. Have you asked yourself, is there still racial injustice in your classroom, in your city, or in your country? Are you being an activist for civil rights? Or are you being a catalyst of racial injustice? Try to figure out your actions and try to look at the situations wherein you have been experiencing these things. Maybe a victim or someone who oppressed someone. So right now, what I want you to do is to wrap up all those understandings and all those reflections that you have in your copybook. Try to understand each sentences. And right now, I want you to come up with 1 to 2 sentences that show how can you promote social justice in your classroom. Well, I hope that you like our lesson today. For more lessons that we'll be having, don't worry, I will still be in your ears for the rest of the week. And I hope that you're not going to get tired of listening to me right now. But don't worry, as many things are coming up to our way, there will be fun stuff and fun activities that I'm going to present to you. This is just, the first part, but in spelling and no, in vocabulary rather, and in grammar, definitely will have a lot of fun doing the classes that we will have online. So I hope that you have got a piece or two right now of learning that you can carry on to your lives. Well, this has been Teacher JB, and I hope to teach you on the next lesson that we have. Peace out and goodbye.